Hello to your Geordie Journals. Look who's back.
I know, back eventually.
Mr. Liam Kennedy, it's good to see you again. It's been a while. It felt like a while anyway.
It's been about 2 weeks.
That's right.
I did watch on with you guys at Celtic, and I
Yeah.
thought it was a very, very good video at the weekend.
Thank you. A lot of frustrations, but we'll hold them for now and we'll come on to your views, because back with a bang, I would say, this week, Liam, after some time away.
Yeah, it has. We're of course at Newcastle United training ground,
Yeah.
if you can see.
Yeah.
Like,
Should have addressed that for this, actually.
we're not just standing in a bush. But it is quite windy, so we don't know if we're going to be able to get through this video. Or
Yeah, it's calmed down a little bit, but
We'll be
we don't want to chance it, do it. So we'll try and do it as long as possible. But I think the wind
It's all right
picks
now,
up.
isn't it?
It is, aye. But yeah, we are at Newcastle training ground. We're not in a bush, I promise you. We did try to come a nice scenic background, if you like, a different background, but hasn't quite worked out that way. Again, without Dom, we don't possess a tripod, so we've currently got the stick on a bush, on a tree.
It is hanging on a tree at the minute.
So
So if we are swaying a little bit, there is nothing. Don't adjust your sets. There is nothing wrong with you there. It is the tree that this is hanging on to. Hey, professional as ever, me and you.
Yeah,
The last time me and you did a video, I'm sure it was very much like this.
It was. It was after Everton, where that was some house at the back of the East Stand, I think. But anyway, we'll get cracking anyway.
Let's do it. Alexander Isak.
Yeah, your story today, Liam.
Yeah. A lot of talk online, a lot of Liverpool fans in meltdown. They're still in meltdown all over my X account. A lot of them talking. Look, at the end of the day, they've been linked, had some interest, inquired about Alexander Isak this summer, so it's no surprise that they're following every cough and splutter with Alexander Isak. There was a photo leaked this morning, probably taken from those
One of the houses around here.
one of those houses there behind her.
I think that's the only place Newcastle haven't blocked off the training ground, because now you'll notice, I'll put a clip of this video, there's a massive green sort of fence where you can't see the entrance of the training ground unless you're Peter Crouch type size. So but anyway,
so there was a photo taken where it showed Alexander Isak training with what looked like two of the Newcastle United coaches. So all of a sudden social media went into a frenzy. Alexander Isak has been banished, he's training alone, he's took a huff. So did some digging, asked some questions, put a story out on Newcastle World. Do check it out. I'll put the link in the comments below this video when we go out as well, in case you haven't read it. But the detail of that is Alexander Isak did not train with Newcastle United group today. He trained with Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall was also carrying an injury, a bit of an injury. Wait there. I'm gonna track back on that. Lewis Hall isn't necessarily carrying a new injury. Recovering from an injury, and obviously the idea is managing minutes, etc., and managing the schedules. Alexander Isak felt his thigh this week. That's an important bit. Alexander Isak felt his thigh. The club sent him for a scan on that problem. The scan came back with nothing to worry about, no significant issue or damage. But in light of that, Newcastle United have been cautious, as they always are. We know this. This is the context that any Liverpool fans tuning into this won't know, but Newcastle United fans do know, is that this is a very, very cautious football club now compared to what it was 12 months ago, with the addition of James Bunce, who is the injury specialist on how he manages all the players, and they take no risks on anybody. And that's what I'm told has happened with Alexander Isak this week. He did go through personal training. He was alongside coaches, and Lewis Hall was there as well. He wasn't with the main group, and it was a thigh problem. The scan is fine, and I think that probably brings on to the next question. Is it kind of clears that up a little bit as to why he was training in that way, but does he make the plane? That's going to be the thing, isn't it? Everyone's going to be going, does he make the plane? Oh God, is this? I see Liverpool fans already saying, is this the excuse so that when he doesn't make the plane, he can sign for Liverpool? It's not going to stop that talk, is it?
No, look at the comments on your post. Liverpool fans are obsessed. I think they're the easiest fan base to, I would not wind up, but if you put it to your Liverpool,
it's a bit of fun,
floods. There's floods of them. Like, you cannot escape tweeting about Liverpool without Liverpool fans. And I mean, it's not just hundreds, it's literally thousands in the reply. I had it last week. You're experiencing it now. We experienced it a couple of years ago about the referee before the
Merseyside referee.
Yeah, so they're a passionate bunch.
Yeah, they are. They've been really going for me. They've been dragging up all sorts. Oh, did you say that when you had to apologise to Sunderland fans? For the record, that was one of the best things that ever happened in my career. Call out Sunderland fans.
Wait, never mind that though. You've got Grock to back you.
and this is what I was going to go on to. So they're all going, Grock, is Liam Kenny a reliable journalist? I'm sure we'll overlay the thing on here. And Grock put a fantastic answer in there, just explaining what my career has been like in journalism. Thank you, Grock.
Who here to not you, not me.
Cheers, Elon.
But no, there's obviously been a frenzy since the weekend. Didn't help, obviously, with Alexander Isak not being in the squad. That sort of fueled it in Liverpool fans, because the links are sort of so keen to try and find a way that I think Alexander Isak going to join. And realistically, we just found the answer today is that at the back end of last season, he's been carrying injury. Then extra time off he got, came back, trained with the group last week in Austria, but again, it still felt something. So they're just taking precautions, and that just explains it. I think people go back, well, Eddie Howe said on Saturday that it wasn't that. Well, again, it's this week. That is the case. And maybe there was something there last week they didn't quite know, and they took no chances then. But again, it's key this week. Alexander Isak, that's when he picked up the injury. He's had the scan. We understand it's fine. So next stages, will he be on the plane? Something quite funny about that phrase, but I think he will be on the plane.
Yeah, you've said that you've been quite firm in that all week, haven't you? I've come back on the scene and I'm like, ooh, is he, will he, won't he? You've been quite firm, and I can see your reasoning as to why you would be firm, because the football club's message has actually been really clear, concise, to the point. It's never really differed. We've been hearing the message all year.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you build yourself up into a false sense of reality when you start bringing all the other elements into it, which builds a bigger picture. You know, might he want to go? It's Liverpool or whatever it may be. Look, there is a food chain to football, and Newcastle United are not the level of Liverpool. Not for 1 second would we ever stand here and say that.
I got criticised for saying that last week.
Did you? Yeah. Could a footballer's head be turned by Liverpool at Newcastle United? Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm not. If you criticise Jordan for that, then you need to look at yourself, because realistically, there is. If you're in the tank with Sharks, Newcastle can't compete with that yet. They can't compete with it. They might be able to one day. I'm not saying they definitely will, but they might be able to they can compete with more now than what they could 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, they can fight off more battles. They can win the odd more battle. I've won many battles this summer, but they can fight off some clubs. You know, there is a hierarchy in football. You can't probably realistically fight off Real Madrid. You can't realistically fight off Barcelona if they've got money. You can't realistically fight off Liverpool. There is a set of clubs at the top of world football that are almost, it's impossible for Newcastle to fight off. Man City have got there, so it shows it can be done, but they had different parameters in football when they got to that stage. So Newcastle can fight off, but Liverpool are a different kettle of fish when it comes to footballers. That again said doesn't really say that I think Alexander Isak wants to go. What I'm kind of saying here is, could Alexander Isak go, and could Newcastle United, they don't want to accept an offer, but could Alexander Isak sign for Liverpool? Yes. You know, you cannot rule anything out this summer, but what has been very clear, and we have to be honest about, is the message from Newcastle United. They have been so clear on this that they will not let him go this summer. It would be a remarkable U-turn if they did suddenly flip and decide that they would let him go. I think there's possible reasons as to why they could. The money, the value, if the player was unsettled, you potentially could, if they thought, right, we're going to do X, Y and Z with it. I wouldn't be in favour of it. I don't like the idea of Alexander Isak leaving. You know, he's a top level player. Is he outpricing himself in Newcastle United now? There's that argument as well. Has he put himself in the upper echelons of world football now so that Newcastle United financially can't afford to keep him?
Yeah.
There is that. It's a possibility. There are lots of reasons as to why they might, but they've been very clear. They say they will not. And before I give my thoughts on whether I think he'll be on the plane or not, I just want to say what you might want to hang on to this video for, because later on in this video we're going to do, obviously, finish off this Alexander Isak talk. We'll have some ads from we're proud sponsors of the Geordie Journos. Apologies if this wind is picking up, because it feels like it is a little bit, doesn't it?
Just lighting up a minute.
Yeah, you're a beacon of light in this video, aren't you? I'm in the dark, in the doldrums. But we're going to talk about the Newcastle United transfer situation in the second half of this show. It's going to be a smaller one tonight, because we do anticipate there might be a few bits and bobs potentially coming up later in the week. And definitely we'll do a weekend show again. And we'll also discuss our plans for when the team are in Asia, in the Far East as well. But right, that'll come in the second half after the advert. Do I think he will be on the plane? I've been toying with this all day. I'm not 100% certain. I think there's reasons why he couldn't be on the plane. I think this injury possibly could keep him off. Although what I was told is he's all right. Like, there isn't an issue there, but it was a precautionary reason. So I'm going to back what I've heard today, my information and my sources. I think he'll be on the plane.
Yeah, no, I agree. You could look at the Liverpool stuff Eddie Howe mentioned the weekend about sort of the speculation again around the Liverpool, and it did play a part of the reason why he was out of the squad. I think the only reason why he shouldn't be on the plane this week is if the injury is a significant one,
which it doesn't sound like it is.
Which it doesn't sound like it is. So for me, that's the only reason why. The only except the reason why he shouldn't be on the plane. If it's anything to do with speculation, which I don't think it will be, I think that's when I sort of draw the line, if you like. I don't think that should be the case at all. So I agree with you. I think he'll be on the plane. I think this week has been unsettling. All the noises. Haven't enjoyed it one bit. Still not enjoying it. Can't wait for it to be over. Hopefully.
You're not enjoying this summer at all, are you?
Yeah. I mean, I voiced my frustrations. I'd stayed positive to a point, and then I've sort of like broke.
You've gone off a cliff on me in the last week or so.
Last few weeks.
Trafford sent you over the top, didn't it?
Yeah, that was the one for me, which was explained as well. Yeah, and the Isak stuff's just been relentless from last week. Having lived sort of every day of it, no respite. It hasn't helped, but I do think, as I say, I've always stood by the confidence that Alexander Isak will stay at the football club. And as I say, as long as that injury isn't serious, which we understand it isn't, then I expect them to see him on the plane to Singapore on Thursday morning when the team fly off.
Cool. Right, shall I have a little word from our sponsors
now?
We'll have a little word from our sponsors. All the details are down below. And on the other side of these ad breaks, we will have some talk to Yoane Wissa and Newcastle United's transfer activity for the rest of the window. Right, check it out down there. Here's the sponsors.
Comply IT Limited. Worrying about disposing of your old IT equipment? Don't be. Comply IT handle everything. Secure collection, detailed tracking, and certified data destruction. That's Comply IT Limited. Four Rivers Financial Planning offer holistic financial advice for all stages of life, ensuring your plan remains robust and adaptable in the ever-changing world we live in.
So, are you worried about Alexander Isak not being on the plane? Don't be! That one's for Dom.
Yeah, you've taken Dom's limelight away from him, but we've been waiting to use that one.
What have? I can't believe you didn't use it before now.
No, I know. It's attracted a big reaction, that one. There's always comments.
We should get a t-shirt with Dom's face on Don't Be.
Check out the Geordie Journal shop.
Yeah, that might can also be found down below as well. Class. Right, Newcastle United transfer activity, what's happening?
Well, developments today. Yoane Wissa of Brentford. Newcastle in talks, sound like a deal is advancing. They've had a bid rejected, 25 million the reported figure. Suggestions that a deal could be done at £30 million. I would still have some caution about that.
30 plus bits and bobs.
Because he was a player that scored 20 goals last year. So I think if you can get Yoane Wissa for that price, I think it's a great deal.
Chris Wood cost 25.
Yeah.
It's a great deal.
It's fantastic. I think do it.
I'm a touch sceptical of the price tag. That's my only thing, and I would be wary of Tottenham interest.
Yeah,
will be the two caveats I'd put to it. But from some really good sources, you know, the likes of it's Craig Hope was talking about it today.
Yeah, there was the confidence.
The confidence. He's not often wrong. So
no.
I would definitely be trusting that. I think when you look at Wissa, it's an interesting move because everything I've heard, we've been quite over transfers this summer, and everything I'd heard with regards to the type of player, the parameters that they had in the search, it doesn't fit that many of them. Is it fair to say?
Yeah, so
they're like height, they're like speed, they're like age, profile. He doesn't fit any of those. What he does really fit the category of is he's not a striker. Like, I know he played striker and it was brilliant how he adapted to playing a striker last season. He was brilliant with Ivan Toney going out with the team, etc. But he's not really a striker. He plays across the front and he can probably do a bit deeper. So he fits the João Pedro mould almost, just a fair bit older and probably nowhere near as high a ceiling or as high a price tag though. I think if you could get him as a couple of years signing, I think it's an absolutely genius deal.
Yeah, you're essentially signing a Premier League proven player for what I would say a reasonable price.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just last season. I think the season before he'd scored quite a lot of goals as well. He's
a top Premier League player.
I would always expect Brentford to sort of stick their heels in a little bit, because they've had a brutal summer. Absolutely brutal. Losing Thomas Frank, Christian Nogard, the captain, goes to Arsenal. Brian Mbeumo signed for Manchester United. I thought it would be one of them where Brentford going, no, you're not going, but by the sound of the player wants to.
Yeah.
And I think when you put in that position, as much as you're in control, I think it's really hard for a football club, because you ultimately end up with a player that isn't happy, which
it's
hopefully
the Isak situation,
which I was going to say, hopefully that's not the situation that ends up here. But yeah, that was another thing from the BBC broke the story as well, that he was in Portugal with Brentford, being sent home is now due to whole talks with Phil Giles, the director of football. Obviously Newcastle's interested in there, so that's probably one way you'd expect developments in the next couple of hours, if not days.
Yeah,
you know that. So
I would be wary of Tottenham, because there's obviously the common sense links would say they are interested in him. They're in the Champions League as well.
Yeah. Which I forgot.
What about that, do you know? They're in the Champions League as well. Former manager there, stays in London, can probably offer more money than Newcastle United. We know this. So it's one of those where, I'm wary. I feel like we've been burnt a lot.
We've been burnt.
I thought João Pedro was going to happen.
Yes.
And I said that on here, and I'll be honest with everybody. I thought that was a deal that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought James Trafford would happen, though, for different reasons.
Yeah, that situation.
It's been a bruising summer.
James Trafford's situation's been forcible.
Did you talk? You did talk about that, didn't you?
In part, yeah. In part, I'm just the fact that they've had a player that's agreed to come for over 12 months, and it's like, as Dom sort of described, it's a tapping.
Now, what I'm going to say this: if Newcastle United have picked him out and said, right, you're the man, you're going to be, you wouldn't come in as number one. I've discussed that previously. It would be Stays Nick Pope, but he's the man who's going to be the number one for years to come. You put your big boy pants on, you go back and you bid the money that they want, and you say, right, Manchester City, you match it, or the deal's going to happen.
Yeah,
that's what you do if you're determined. That's the man. That to me suggests that they're not sure he's worth that money.
So I always balanced it as sort of like short term, long term, which we spoke about. We'd done a video a few weeks back, and it was like, well, actually, what's the list of priorities? Well, Sean Longstaff's gone. They need a centre back, need a striker, need a midfielder. Actually, the James Trafford team or goalkeeper falls below that.
Yeah.
So that's the short term, but long term, if he's the man that you see,
I know,
is your future goalkeeper for the next 10 years, and there's a chance you can't get him this summer because of that club, get the bloody deal done.
That's what I mean. If it's not, well, I'm not saying he's definitely worth that, but they've identified that. So just go and do it if you think it's...
They've tracked him for the best part of, I mean, literally 12 months, the deal's been there.
The deal was done last year.
The admiration's high for them. They clearly identified him as a goalkeeper that would come here and be the number one for many years. And now that by looks, they're going to miss out on him, and that's a real frustration.
So on the goalkeeper situation, I put a story, another little snippet, little exclusive this morning in Newcastle World. What's his name again? Lille, isn't it? Lucas Chevalier.
So on.
So there has been talk, Newcastle loosely interested all the way throughout the summer. I've seen his name about, did a bit of digging on that one, and yes, they did inquire about Lucas Chevalier after last week, when Trafford kind of started. They became aware that things were going to change on the Trafford deal. They inquired. I'm led to believe it, and I can't really say how or why, but I can't say on here. If you know what I mean. It's just too rich a deal for Newcastle United to do it in the current climate.
Yeah.
Now you'll all jump to conclusions saying, well, wait there, they were going to pay X for deals. What I'll always say about deals is,
it's not just a fee.
It's not just a fee. It's not just. There's so much around a deal that makes it expensive. The Egatike thing, people will go mental about. Oh, exclusive Liverpool have paid less than Newcastle United. Well, think about structures of deals. Think about how things are going to get paid. Sometimes a cheaper deal outright can actually be much more favourable for a team because you get more up front or you get more instalments. It's not a black and white number, a deal. So that's what I'd say about the Chevalier one. It's just a bit rich for Newcastle United. So I don't expect they'll revisit that one because they have pulled away from any talks there, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I think the James Trafford one as well. I think Burnley have moved the goalposts at least.
They did?
Once.
They moved the goalposts a few weeks ago. We discussed that on here. They moved the goalposts. Now it's so obvious to see why. why they were confident in moving the price tag. Because they're trying to drive it up. And the new Manchester City were looming. And Newcastle United probably had their pants down again a bit. They probably had their pants down a bit again.
You think Newcastle would be aware of these about Man City and clauses, but maybe not. I mean,
Man City weren't willing to do it last summer. Newcastle United had a free run at it last summer.
Yeah.
And waiting's meant they haven't got a free run at it. I mean, I'm not 100% that actually happens, but we'll wait and see. It could be one that drags on throughout the summer. The Trafford deal, in my opinion, it's dragged on long enough now. It could drag on even longer.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of reports from the Man City end saying that he's keen on a move to Manchester City, and so I do wonder if Newcastle's I don't know. Maybe they've just missed out. Maybe they've missed that opportunity. They've had the opportunity. They've had literally 12 months to do it.
Yeah.
And they haven't got it done. So maybe the player himself, think about from the player's perspective.
Yeah.
You want to sign me for 12 months, you still haven't got a deal done. I'm not. I've waited for you and I'm done.
Yeah. I remember saying, going back to the Wissa thing, I remember saying to you guys a while back, and it was deemed quite controversial behind the scenes, that I said, having talked on this channel about Mbeumo being the man about 18 months ago, I rolled back on that earlier this summer and said, I think Vissa's the option, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Was it driving back from an away game last season? I said I would go for Wissa, never mind him.
Yeah, no, it brought quite the reaction from me, and I think it was Dom was there as well.
Yeah.
So, but
there's a rat in the bush down there.
just watched it run down there.
Oh, did you?
That's why I started a little.
There's a rat in the camp.
But yeah, on Wissa, you did say that. You did say that. But look, I've always quite rated him. I think he's quite small. Like,
he's small, but he's versatile. He knows where the net is.
Can't argue with his goals.
He's clever. I think he ticks a lot of boxes. He wouldn't have been my first choice. I'm not going to sit here and say...
He definitely wasn't Newcastle's.
And he definitely wasn't Newcastle's. But if they get him, which we hope they do, it would add a real vital option. And look, who knows? Maybe things have accelerated somewhat this week because of doubts about what's going on with Alexander Isak's fitness, and fitness and availability, rather than transfers, etc.
I just think regardless of Isak, you're just desperate for a I'd say backup, but just someone to come in and support him and might even challenge him and play alongside him. And as I say, the targets that they've went for out there, they missed out, so they probably went down the list. And Yoane Wissa, for me, okay, he's 28, I think he turns 29 in September. He's on sort of the older side, if you like, but as you mentioned before, for a 2 or 3 year signing to come in and essentially score goals, what he's done, he's proven at Premier League level. I think for that fee, £35 million, I think makes total sense. If they can get that done, I think that's really, really good business.
It is, yeah. Right, well, we'll keep our fingers crossed on that one.
Yeah.
Of course, you know where to find Jordan on Twitter, you know where to find myself, you know where to find Newcastle World, you know where to find the Shields Gazette, you know where to find Don Skur, who isn't with us. He's not gone to a higher plane. He's just he just will be jetting off in a plane at some point. Yeah. So I wish him.
Hope Alexander Isak's on it. Actually, I hope I don't.
No,
it's going the wrong way.
No, definitely doesn't want to be going where Dom's going. Right, no. Best of luck and best wishes to him and his missus on their wedding and their honeymoon. They'll have a great time, and we'll be waiting a while for Dom, won't we? He was saying today it's probably about 10 days.
Yeah.
2 weeks. We'll not see him on the Geordie journals.
So I'll be me and you for that time.
You'll have to put up with us two waffling on. We'll do something if anything develops this week.
Yeah.
It might be from the Walker Dome again. We'll be playing football Thursday night. So
yeah, me and Dom have done a couple from there now.
Yeah, so if there's anything develops, we'll jump on at the Walker Dome on Thursday. Even tomorrow, if anything develops, we're both working tomorrow anyway, aren't we? So, and we'll probably do one Saturday. Right, I did say this in the comments that we'd discuss what was going on with the us and the Far East.
Yep.
We've toyed all summer about how I've even spoke to you about how we're going to do this. Are you confident for me to just go ahead and do it?
Go for it.
Right. Look, our company got taken over this year, didn't it, this summer? And as a result of that, all travel got sort of banned. So we're actually not allowed to go to the Far East. We were sorted, weren't we, to go hotels, flights. We were going on a magical mystery tour to save money for the company and for ourselves a little bit. I've talked before, we do the money that we make off this channel does go back into it, but we've been banned. Not because of anything we've done, just because the company's been taken over. There's a audit of the company going on, etc. So we're not travelling. We don't anticipate it'll go on for too much longer, so you will see us at all of the away games. We're going there anyway. It was just foreign travel, isn't it? And then Champions League, we're hoping everything will be all sorted out by then, because the Geordie Journals will always go to those games. We'll find a way by hook or by crook.
Certainly will.
But for us, the Far East was just a step too far, and obviously we've had the block, not being able to go. So I'd be interested to know, how do you guys, what content do you guys want from us during that period? There'll be no Dom, but me and you. What do you want from us during that time? Do you want us to talk about the games themselves? Do you want us to do all that kind of stuff? Let me know. Just let me know in the comments what you want from the Geordie Journals during that period, because we're still here. We're still going to be producing content if you want me to. We'll just not be in the Far East. I mean, we could put a green screen up and pretend we're there.
I have considered that. Find some Singapore and Seoul landmarks. I can't name any for the top of my head, but we do that.
We should do it, shouldn't
we? Yeah.
Right. That was your Isak update. That was your Wissa update. And we'll see you soon. Like, comment, share, subscribe for all the Geordie Journals content. I think we're going to go for a pint, eh?
Definitely.
Right. We've earned it. Good night, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching this, from the Geordie Journals.